Yo, what is going on YouTube, man? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing out there today, man? So we're back here with some Carly Simon. That's the way I always heard it should be. Okay, I did the studio version, man. Was interested in checking out a live since I've seen other lives out there, but I wanted to dive into the studio first, man, and we're gonna get into the live right now. So thank you guys for rocking with me today, man. It's always interesting. I've said it before, but it's always interesting. I feel like there's no winning, right? If you go with the studio version or you go with the live version first, somebody's always going to be upset that you went with the live first. Someone's always going to be upset that you went with the studio first when there's a great live out there. So guys, just be patient, man. Not just with my channel, with other reactors, man. It happens all the time. But understand that no matter what they put out, there's always going to be a base that's disappointed that they did that version or that style. Just be patient, especially on my channel, man. I will originally, I always try to get around. If I know there's a popular live version, I always try to go back and get around to it. So it will come. Just be patient, man. So let's go ahead and dive into this one. Carly Simon, that's the way I always heard it should be, man. I loved the song. I love what Carly did to this one. Although, man, the lyrics really make you feel pretty sad when listening to it and trying to understand where she was mentally, you know, in her situation, man. And where a lot of people are mentally and emotionally in their situation when they look at a parents that have I guess, a bad marriage, a bad relationship, and you look at that and you say, I don't want that to be me one day. I don't want a partner, right? Like, I don't want to live this kind of life, man. You pretend to be happy. You know, her mom's dreams are thwarted, and it's a sad reality for her as a little girl to look up to this. I'm talking about the narrator of the story. To look up to this, and there's a lot of people in that position. So it was really sad to hear that come across in a song, but really bold to go ahead and do it because you know that you're connecting with a base that needs a song like that they can relate to because they're in that situation, man. But it's pretty sad to think about. So let's go ahead and dive into this one, man. Carly Simon, I have the studio version on the channel, so if you're new here, man, you can go ahead and check that one out. We're doing the live now from 1971. Before we get this started, man, if you are enjoying the content that I produce, please don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the descriptions, man. Subscribing is free, helps me out a great deal, man. So thank you guys who are hitting that button, man. Let's go ahead and dive into this one today. Here we go.
Say goodnight to all you beautiful faces. Wow, I'm so happy to see you. I'm gonna sing a song that I heard on Jones Beach today. Anyway, this song that we heard on Jones Beach is a kind of weird song about marriage. My father sits at night with no light on. His cigarette glows in the dark. The living room is still. I walk by, no remark.
Sounds like the album.
I tiptoe past the master bedroom where my mother reads her magazine. I hear her call sweet dreams, but I forget how to dream. themselves for what they are, and yet they drink, they laugh, close the wound, hide the scar.
Close the wound, hide the scar. It's all a fraud.
But you say it's time we moved in together and raised a family of our own, you and me. Well, that's the way I've always heard it should be. You want to marry me, we'll marry. You say that we can keep our love alive. Babe, all I know is what I see. The couples cling and claw and drown in love's debris.
All I know is what I see, and what I see ain't good.
You say we'll soar like two birds through the clouds, but soon you'll cage me on your shelf.
Man, that line.
I'll never learn to be just me first by myself. Well, okay, it's time we moved in together and raised a family of our own, you and me. Well, that's the way I've always heard it should be. You want to marry me, we'll marry.
Dang, man. She wrote some strong, potent lines in this one, man. But she was living a great life out here on the road performing that music, man. She looks truly, genuinely just happy to be up there and perform in front of so many people who appreciate her sound and her songs. That's good stuff, man. But she had some potent lines. Like I talked about the mom's dreams, sweet dreams, but the mom forgot how to dream. Dang, man. Dang, you know what I mean? And then going on to just say, hey, all I know is what I see. And she's talking about the things that she sees, people hiding the wounds, right? With booze and arguing at dawn, and the kids hate them for who they're not, and the parents hate themselves for who they are. Like she jabbed, man. She jabbed at these relationships that are all facade, and not necessarily to tear other people down, but to say, hey, man, maybe I don't want this for myself because I've seen too much of this life that I don't want. I mean, it's a potent song about the reality for some people. A marriage just busted, right? Pretty rough, man. And I get that as a kid. When you grow up as a kid, man, I feel like there's one of two things that kind of happen. There's one of two things that happen. You grow up in an environment and you look at it and you become a part of it and you just adapt it, right? This is now me. Or you look at a situation, you say, this is who I don't want to be. It's one of two that happens, man. And I don't know if one happens more than another, but I've definitely seen people grow up in toxic climates and just end up becoming that toxicity themselves later on in life. Or you look at a toxic environment and you say, dude, I don't want to grow up to be like my dad, or I don't want to grow up to be like my mom, or I don't want to grow up to be like my guardian. I don't like who you were, and I don't want to be that, right? So I don't know, man. In this case, it felt like she's looking at the other way. She sees this toxic place and she's saying, I don't want to do that. But at the end, I can't tell, she doesn't, I don't know if there's really a definitive ending. It almost sounds like it because she says, we'll marry. you know, that's her final line. I thought I heard there, "We'll marry." So maybe kind of just saying, "Hey, I guess we'll continue this cycle." But hopefully hers is better, man. I that line about, you know, we'll soar together, but in reality, you're gonna put me in your cage up on your shelf. Whew. Man, Carly wrote something here, guys. She wrote something here, man. So if y'all want to see the deeper dive, like I said, I did that on my studio version of it. So I won't do that. I won't repeat that here. Just want to check out the live. She sounds great. She sounds very, very close to the studio album. I mean, practically studio, with just some audible recording. You kind of get that staticky throughout the song, but that's because we got recording equipment back in the 70s, not as polished. But her voice, though, man, sounding amazing, sounding very much studio album, dude. So thank you guys for tuning in here. I hope y'all enjoyed rocking with me here today, man. Appreciate you guys always coming back and supporting the channel and the reactions, man. Dope stuff, man. So if you are enjoying the content I put out on a daily basis, please consider becoming a member here on my YouTube or Patreon for as little as $3. It's a great way to support the channel if you're enjoying the content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the descriptions, man, down below in the descriptions. If you want to support the channel in other ways, it's all down there, man, including donation requests. All right, thank you guys for rocking out with me today, and I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace.